glad this one came up on the wheel, actually, because at one point I was going to do this during 31 Days of Horror and pair The Bye-Bye Man with 2001's The Watcher, on the basis of them having very similar box art. But when The Watcher turned out to not really be a horror movie, The Bye-Bye Man waved goodbye and got its own time to shine. But then I never reviewed it, until now. Honestly, right off the bat, I should say that The Bye-Bye Man had an uphill battle because it's a stupid name for a horror movie villain. It sounds like something the characters on Rugrats would be running away from in their Halloween-themed special. On the plus side, this is from the husband and wife writer-director team of Jonathan Penner and STACY Title of cult favorite The Last Supper fame. I know at least one of you out there just perked up at that news. They've adapted a story I'm unfamiliar with called The Bridge to Body Island, which is actually a cool title. Cooler than The Bye-Bye Man, anyway. And it starts strong as we are in 1969 and Leigh Whannell of Saw, Insidious, and director of the best film of 2018, Upgrade, is ranting and raving about not saying it, not thinking it, and then is gunning down people who have either said it or thought it, whatever it is. It's a very intriguing intro. We then jump ahead to the present, where 3 college kids move into a spooky-ish house, although not one that seems to have been involved in the intro scene at all. Things in the house are odd, but not exactly spooky yet, not until an end table with some suspicious writing inside is opened and read. Accusations and jealousy and hallucinations are the result, many of which involve a very tall hooded figure. So here's how the Bye-Bye Man gets you. If you learn his name, he gets you. If you think his name, he gets you. If you tell someone his name, he gets them. It's like a viral slasher infection. However, before he gets you, he's going to mess with your sense of reality for a while. Maybe you'll get yourself. Maybe you'll take out someone else before then getting yourself. There's no real rhyme or reason to it, and we really don't learn what the Bye-Bye Man gets out of all this. But that's his MO, and he's gonna stick with it, I guess. He also has a dog and a train, 2 spooky things that from my understanding are fleshed out in the original story, but don't get enough explanation here. Here's a spooky example of his shenanigans. The Bye-Bye Man makes one character lose his ability to get an erection, which is an oddly placed nod to the original Amityville Horror, right? Ghost demon things taking away dudes' boners must be some kind of high point value on the Ghost Demon Scavenger Hunt list. There is a surprisingly strong secondary cast in The Bye-Bye Man, starting with the Bye-Bye Man himself, who is played by Doug Jones. You don't get a good look at him much, but his presence is definitely felt. I mentioned Leigh Whannell, not a huge get, but still you're like, oh hey, it's that dude. But then out of nowhere you get Faye Dunaway in a brief role as Exposition Lady, and Carrie Ann Moss as a cop, a type of role I feel she's probably been placed in once too often at this point. The premise is a bit like Slender Man, but way less stupid. But this is still kinda stupid. Also, there's a bit of Wes Craven's New Nightmare here too, which there's a movie I like the idea of a lot, but yet every time I watch it, it just lets me down. A lot of this feels familiar, but with its own spin. Usually that's fine, it just seems like its own spin here means silly. The Bye-Bye Man is watchable, sometimes laughable, but there are worse ways to spend 90 minutes.